you've shown with property rights that you're willing to use federal legal tools when Canadians feel their security is threatened. What federal action could you take now to protect Jewish Canadians and stop anti-Semitism from escalating further?
This is a great question. It is a phenomenal shame, a national shame, the way the Jewish people are being treated in Canada today. The way Jews have come here just like every other group to found families, build lives, launch businesses, contribute to our wonderful national fabric. But ever since October 22nd, when Hamas mercilessly attacked the Jewish people, it has spawned hatred and massive riots on our streets. You know, there have always been wars in the Middle East for as long as I can remember. They never used to spill onto our streets in Canada. That was the difference. People came to Canada to get away from that stuff. You know, the Protestants and Catholics fought in Europe and in the British Isles for years, and then they came to Canada and they got along. That's what was great about Canada. But now the Liberals have divided us into different groups. This woke ideology that defines people by their ethnicity, their religious group, their gender, their subgender, that's what has turned people against each other. And we have to put an end to that, and we need to send the clear message that if somebody comes to this country, leave the problems behind. We don't want those problems on our street. This is Canada. And so what can we do? We need better vetting of immigration to make sure that no terrorists or criminals get into our country. We should have full criminal background checks in the country of origin to keep the criminals out. We have to kick the IRGC out of Canada. We've got 700 IRGC things. Get them out. A global news report showed there are 700 IRGC officials in this country. I held a human rights gathering at a coffee shop in Vancouver a year and a half ago, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there was a mob that came and started smashing and pounding on the windows violently. The event had to be shut down. The police had to be called in. I just find it very curious that this kind of so-called spontaneous event happened. It's not spontaneous. It's the Iranian government, through its IRGC operatives, who are interfering in this country. We know it because our National Security Intelligence Committee has told us that. CSIS has told us that. We have to kick every single regime's thug out of our country. Deport them all.
Suki, who do we have over there?
I got a book here called The Last Decade. We can debate on the optics of whether what happened now in Alberta are unconstitutional. But over the last 12 years, everything the Liberal government did, is it constitutional? The deeper problem is we know that the federal system has flaws in it. And the law was interpreted by judicial supremacy. If we cannot respect the rule of law over judicial overreach, under the British common law tradition and Judeo-Christian moral foundation, do we have a country in the next 5 years?
Well, we do have a country. We have the best country in the world, but we have to get back to the core principles that made our country the best place to live anywhere on earth. And that means remembering that the government is servant, not master, restoring parliamentary supremacy. It means defending property rights, law and order. It means a government that devotes itself to protecting law-abiding citizens. The laws should not be designed to suppress and censor the lawful population. It should be designed to protect the lawful population against criminals. And we have to get back to the notion that started 800 years ago with the Magna Carta. Very simple principle is behind all of those ancient words. And the principle is this, that there need to be laws to restrain the power of government, to protect the people from the government, not to protect the government from the people.
So private property doesn't just include housing, it also includes our personal belongings. And today, if someone ran up to me and tried to steal my phone from me, and I use force to defend myself and to reclaim what is mine, I'm going to be the one who gets in trouble with the law. So what would you do if you were prime minister to change the laws on the books to prevent that from happening and to actually punish the offender instead of the victim?
We are going to be passing a castle law, a self-defense law, that allows you to protect yourself. And that law will create a presumption that if someone enters your home illegally, that you have the right to use whatever force you deem necessary including lethal force, in order to protect your family, and it is presumed that your actions are lawful in that event. We believe that you have the right to defend your home, and if anybody thinks it's cruel or unkind, you know, it's very simple. If you don't want to be taken out by a homeowner in their living room, don't burglarize their home. It's very simple.
Great. Okay, over to this side.
Hi, my name is Daniel. Hello, Mr. Poilievre. There's a lot of talk about Chinese EV coming to Canada. So what's your plan about bringing in affordable vehicles into Canada? And what's your point of view about the Chinese EVs?
I think the Chinese EVs are a national security risk to Canada. I think... Look, China is a magnificent and brilliant civilization. There's no doubt about it. Incredibly hardworking people, and you know, we needed to trade and talk with China, and we need to do business with China. But we have to protect ourselves, and we can't be naive in how we do it. The problem with EVs is that they have the potential to be roving surveillance vehicles. That's just the reality. We see that right now with, by the way, the Liberal government's own Bill C-22. They're actually asking the tech companies to become a surveillance arm of the entire federal government. But it just shows the technological capability of these devices to spy on Canadians. And we cannot have any government, any foreign government, with that kind of capability within our borders. My view is that we need to have a tariff-free auto pact with the United States. And that means we have put forward a plan that will re-industrialize Canada and allow both the U.S. and Canada to produce the automobiles that we use in our respective countries while having free trade across our borders. At the end of the day, we cannot follow Mark Carney's insane suggestion of replacing our biggest customer and closest neighbor with a strategic partnership for a, quote, new world order with the dictatorship in Beijing. That is not the right way to go.
Good evening. My name is Billboard Chris. My parents had a lot of foresight when they named me, because I travel around the world with a sign that says children cannot consent to puberty blockers. And I have conversations with people because I consider this to be child abuse. Now, I know you've spoken briefly about this before as being a provincial issue, and I'm thankful for people like Carrie Lynn Findlay, who sat down with me at my home a couple weeks ago, because if elected leader, she plans to ban this. I'm thankful to people like Carmen Bangu, one of our MLAs who's in the room tonight, who also is enthusiastic about banning this. But we have a couple federal bills, namely C-16 and C-4, which do not help. We have a lot of federal funding from the government which goes to organizations which push this idea in our schools that there is such a thing as a child being born in the wrong body. And children are being chemically castrated, they're being maimed, they're cutting off the breasts of girls as young as 14 years old across Canada because of this idea, this abusive idea that they were born wrong.
Sir, you're going to have to get to your question. It's very important, but get to your question.
I'm getting to it. This is important. This is the biggest child abuse scandal in the country. So my question is, what does the federal government plan to do about this? Because it's not just a provincial issue. The Conservative Party should be leading on this. It's a winning issue. And I would like to know, as leader of Canada, what you plan to do to stop this child abuse.
The policy of the Conservative Party, as adopted by our national convention in Quebec City 3 years ago, is that there should be no irreversible sex changes for kids, period. That is our policy. And I support that policy. I support that policy. I don't think when you're not old enough to get a tattoo, to go into a liquor store, to have a drink, to join the military, to vote, that you are equipped to make the decision to irreversibly change your body. And I think it's wrong, it shouldn't be happening, and it shouldn't be allowed, period. We also think that biological men have no place in female bathrooms, change rooms, sport, period. And our policy as a Conservative government would reflect all of the things I just said. Thank you.